I've taken away the power from the negative comments and the haters by not listening to them, and if I do see it, I just feel sorry for them, because who leaves a negative comment on somebody?
Demi Lovato may have millions of fans, but not everyone in Hollywood is singing their praises. Behind the hit songs and powerful performances, Demi has sparked fiery controversies and bitter clashes that left some celebrities fuming. From public feuds to private falling outs, these stars vehemently hate Demi, and their reasons are as explosive as the headlines. Kathy Griffin. The feud between Kathy Griffin and Demi Lovato began unexpectedly in 2014, when Griffin unleashed a sharp tweet calling the singer Demi Lovato and branding her the biggest douche celebrity she'd ever met. To make matters worse, Griffin mocked Lovato's passionate criticism of Lady Gaga's infamous SXSW stunt, where the pop star had an artist vomit on her during a performance. Lovato, who had spoken openly about her struggles with bulimia, had condemned the stunt as triggering and irresponsible. Griffin's dig hit a nerve, sparking an immediate backlash from Lovato and her fans. Lovato didn't stay silent. She fired back on Twitter with a selfie making a disgusted face, with Griffin blurred in the background, captioning it, "Only a douche to people I can't stand." Although she quickly deleted the post, the damage was done. Griffin soon began retweeting angry messages from Lovatics, claiming she was being bullied by the pop star's fiercely loyal fan base. What had started as a throwaway insult quickly snowballed into a bitter public spat. The bad blood simmered quietly for years until 2017, when Griffin found herself in the center of a political firestorm after posing with a prop resembling Donald Trump's severed head. Following a wave of outrage, Griffin gave a tearful press conference portraying herself as the victim. Lovato seized the moment to remind the world of their earlier feud. She tweeted slyly, "I find it funny when bullies play the victims. Oops, I spilled my tea." Lovato's family also weighed in. Her mother, Diana De La Garza, tweeted pointedly, "So at Kathy Griffin states she will continue making fun of people, kinda like she made fun of my daughter at DDLOVATO for going into treatment." Lovato not only saw the post, but liked it, doubling down on her stance. Taylor Swift. For more than a decade, Demi Lovato and Taylor Swift have had one of pop culture's most under-the-radar feuds, marked by subtle jabs, pointed commentary, and simmering tension that never quite cooled. The bad blood between the two can be traced back to 2010, when Lovato publicly hinted that Swift had effectively replaced her as Selena Gomez's best friend. The shift in Gomez's inner circle stung Lovato, and it set the stage for years of shade that followed. The feud reached one of its most dramatic peaks in February 2016, when Swift made headlines for donating $250,000 to Keisha to support her legal battle against producer Dr. Luke. While many praised the generous gesture, Lovato had a different take. On Instagram, she criticized the move, writing, "Not everyone has $250,000 to just give to people. Would love to, but I didn't grow up with money, and definitely haven't made as much as her. At least I speak up about sot that's uncomfortable to talk about, rather than trying to be politically correct 24/7. I'm just tired of seeing women use women empowerment and feminism to further brands without actually being the ones that have the uncomfortable conversations." The message was unmistakable. While Lovato didn't mention Swift by name, fans and media outlets immediately connected the dots. Lovato was implying that Swift's grand gesture was more about image than substance, and that her version of feminism was performative. Just a few months later, in May 2016, Lovato doubled down in an interview with Refinery 29, again without naming names but leaving little doubt who she meant. "There are women that I don't get along with, and that's fine. Don't brand yourself a feminist if you don't do the work." By November of that year, Lovato was still taking shots, telling Glamour that Swift's infamous hit Bad Blood and its star-studded music video were hardly the empowering anthem they were marketed as. I think that having a song and a video about tearing Katy Perry down, that's not women's empowerment, she said, referencing the well-publicized feud between Swift and Perry. Interestingly, throughout all of this, Swift never publicly clapped back. A source close to her told E! News that she found Lovato's comments unnecessary, adding, "They both have never been really good friends." Still, insiders claim Swift wasn't thrilled by the digs, even if she chose to remain silent. Pink. When Demi Lovato took the stage at the 2015 MTV Video Music Awards to perform her sultry hit Cool for the Summer, not everyone was impressed. Among the critics was fellow pop powerhouse Pink, who made her feelings clear in a pointed post on her private Instagram account. According to Us Weekly, Pink wrote after the show, "I felt embarrassed and sad. I felt sad because music is supposed to inspire. It saved my life. This trash won't save any kid's life. In a world that is even scarier and with lives still worth saving, who will stand up and have soul? Disenfranchised, to say the least. Let down by my industry and peers. Beside Macklemore and Pharrell, Williams, and Justin Bieber, pre-Sobfest, and The Weeknd, Tori Kelly was dope too. The rest was gross and embarrassing and hard for this aging pop star to believe." Fans immediately assumed her criticism was directed at Lovato, who leaned heavily into a sexy, provocative performance that night. When Pink's followers began stirring feud rumors, she attempted to walk back the shade, adding, "Please look for a feud elsewhere. I have no issue with Demi Lovato or anyone else. I actually forgot she performed. Of course, insisting you forgot about someone's high-profile performance only added more fuel to the fire." Lovato, never one to stay silent when criticized, quickly fired back on Twitter. She acknowledged that Cool for the Summer wasn't written to inspire, but reminded fans of her more powerful anthems. Cool for the Summer may not save kids' lives or inspire, but I'd say Skyscraper and Warrior have done a pretty good job of helping people cope with mental illness. VMAs are sexy and fun. There's a time and place for everything. Pink, seemingly irritated at being painted as Lovato's adversary, clarified her stance once more. She tweeted, "Anything about Demi Lovato or called out anyone? I was talking to a friend in response to his disappointment about the show. I agree with him." Still, many fans read between the lines and concluded that no matter how much Pink denied it, her words had indeed landed as a thinly veiled swipe at Lovato. Mariah Carey. In June 2016, Demi Lovato found herself in the crosshairs of a new feud, this time with none other than the Queen of Shade, Mariah Carey. It all began when Lovato stumbled upon a meme comparing Carey favorably to a then-rising Ariana Grande. While many laughed it off, Lovato wasn't having it. She jumped into the comments, firing back with a pointed critique. "You got it the wrong way around, honey. Mariah is a legend and so talented but constantly disses people. It's nasty the way she treats Jennifer Lopez. Ari did nothing wrong. This is why I posted what I did. Jen keeps it classy, but I'm not afraid to say, is hot. The woman is mean for no reason." Extremely talented? Yes. Superhuman? Possibly. Unnecessarily rude? Absolutely. Lovato's words struck a nerve because they touched on Carey's long-running, highly publicized feud with Jennifer Lopez, a rivalry immortalized by Carey's now iconic quip, "I don't know her." By siding so firmly with Lopez and defending Grande, Lovato placed herself in the middle of Carey's history of pointed digs, a move that didn't go unnoticed by fans or the media. The drama simmered for months until Andy Cohen raised the subject later that year on Watch What Happens Live. In December 2016, Cohen asked Carey directly about Lovato's criticisms, and in true Mariah fashion, she responded with a razor-sharp dismissal. "I don't know her either, and so I wouldn't say anything to her," Carey said coolly, barely concealing her irritation. Then she twisted the knife, suggesting Lovato had gone about it the wrong way. "She should come up, introduce herself to me, say, 'Here's my opinion, what do you think about it?' That's how you handle sut, okay? The exchange perfectly encapsulated the clash of personalities. Lovato, blunt and unfiltered, called out what she saw as unnecessary cruelty, while Carey, a master of icy retorts, refused to give her critic any legitimacy. What could have been a minor social media spat instead turned into a headline-grabbing feud, pitting the outspoken millennial star against one of pop's most legendary divas, and leaving fans wondering if either would ever extend an olive branch. Sarah. In April 2016, Demi Lovato became embroiled in one of her most unusual feuds, this time not with a fellow celebrity, but with a notorious superfan known as Stalker Sarah. Sarah, who had built a reputation for meeting and photographing herself with countless stars, ignited the drama when she posted a seemingly harmless Instagram photo alongside Lovato. She captioned it, "Having a blast at Dallas Lovatomi's showcase with my girl at DD Lovato. So proud of my babes." She also repeatedly mentioned Lovato's younger sister, Madison de la Garza, across her account, which quickly struck a nerve. According to Vice, Lovato snapped and reportedly left a furious comment under the post. "I'm not your fucking girl. If I was you, wouldn't be asking for pictures. You stalk people for a living. We are not friends. Get a job. This is my 14-year-old baby sister. She's not your babe. My family is not afraid to press charges. You are a leech. This girl has no regard for anyone's well-being but her own." The outburst shocked fans, sparking debate over whether the scathing messages were real or doctored. Some claimed the screenshots seemed too extreme to be authentic, while others pointed to Lovato's history of bluntness as proof they could be genuine. Fueling the drama further, Sarah herself implied the messages were authentic by posting a screen cap of a direct message from Lovato's sister, Dallas Lovato. In it, Dallas appeared to side with Sarah, writing, "Sarah, I am so sorry about what's going on. I'm so disgusted I can't tell you how embarrassed I am for what's gone on." However, parts of the message were blurred, leaving the full story frustratingly unclear. Halsey. In 2017, Demi Lovato found herself in a surprising clash with fellow pop star Halsey, a feud that highlighted the sensitive ways sexuality and representation get discussed in mainstream music. Both singers identify within the LGBTQ+ spectrum, Lovato as sexually fluid and Halsey as openly bisexual, which made their spat all the more striking. The tension began in June 2017 when Halsey gave an interview to Paper magazine, where she criticized how bisexuality was often portrayed in pop culture. "I don't like that bisexuality is seen as a taboo. Don't tell your mom," or "we shouldn't do this," or "this feels so wrong, but it's so right," she said. While Halsey didn't mention names, many interpreted the remarks as a clear reference to Lovato's 2015 hit, Cool for the Summer. The song, which plays with the theme of same-sex attraction, famously features the lyric, "Don't tell your mother." Lovato didn't stay quiet. She clapped back on Twitter with a pointed but cheeky response. "You know a song is a hit when people are still talking about the lyrics 2 years later." Hashtag, shh. Don't tell your mother. While Lovato framed it as a victory lap, the subtext was unmistakable. She wasn't thrilled about being called out. Halsey, for her part, didn't let it slide. She fired off a series of now-deleted tweets aimed at Lovato, one of which read, via NME. "Thanks for the text back that everything is all good and you know what I meant, but keep letting the press drag me in your benefit." The tone suggested that the two had spoken privately, but Halsey wasn't happy with how the narrative played out publicly. Fortunately, unlike some of Lovato's other feuds, this one didn't spiral. By late July 2017, the two singers appeared to have reconciled. Lovato posted a selfie with Halsey, captioning it warmly, "This beauty." The gesture suggested the beef had cooled, and that both stars were ready to move on. Joe Jonas. Back in their Disney Channel days, Joe Jonas and Demi Lovato were fan favorites thanks to their chemistry in Camp Rock and their brief real-life romance in 2010. But in 2013, Jonas raised eyebrows when he shared some behind-the-scenes stories that didn't exactly paint Lovato or Miley Cyrus in the best light. Writing in Vulture, Jonas admitted that his first experience with marijuana came at their urging. "The first time I smoked weed was with Demi and Miley. I must have been 17 or 18. They kept saying, 'Try it, try it.' So I gave it a shot, and it was all right. I don't even smoke weed that often anymore." Though he delivered the revelation casually, it was clear he was insinuating that Lovato and Cyrus had been bad influences during his squeaky clean Disney days. Jonas didn't stop there. He also reflected on his brief relationship with Lovato and the difficult circumstances surrounding it. "We had been friends forever. We were both Disney kids, and because we played a couple in the Camp Rock Disney Channel specials, and fans liked seeing us together, we eventually dated for a month," he wrote. Jonas went on to reveal that during that short-lived romance, he witnessed some of Lovato's darkest struggles. "I really got to know her and got to see the ins and outs of what she was struggling with, like drug abuse. I felt like I needed to take care of her, but at the same time I was living a lie, because I wasn't happy but felt like I had to stay in it for her, because she needed help. I couldn't express any of that, of course, because I had a brand to protect." Although Jonas stressed that he didn't harbor resentment and insisted the two remained on good terms, many fans felt his essay crossed a line. By dishing out such personal details, especially about Lovato's drug use and rehab stay, Jonas came off as though he was exposing her vulnerabilities for clicks. Friendly or not, the piece undeniably sold Lovato out, leaving her to deal with fresh scrutiny over struggles she had already been working hard to overcome. Sleigh Bells. In April 2016, Demi Lovato found herself facing accusations of plagiarism from indie noise pop duo Sleigh Bells, who claimed her track Stars, featured on the deluxe edition of her 2015 album Confident, had lifted elements directly from their earlier songs Infinity Guitars and Riot Rhythm from 2010. The band took their grievance public on Twitter, writing, "Demi Lovato flattered you guys sampled Infinity Guitars and Riot Rhythm for Stars, but we were not contacted. Gotta clear those." The accusation quickly escalated into a full-blown legal battle. Sleigh Bells filed a copyright infringement lawsuit against Lovato and her collaborators. As obtained by The Hollywood Reporter, the filing broke down the supposed similarities in technical detail. A comparison of the two songs reveals that, at the very least, the combination of the hand claps and bass drum, structured as three-quarter beats and a rest, with the bass drum providing a counter rhythm to the hand claps, is at least substantially similar in both works. This infringing material repeats throughout the defendant's song. Fans and critics alike noted the resemblance, particularly in the pounding, minimalist percussion that gave both songs their edge. Yet, while Lovato's name was plastered across headlines, the case itself was less straightforward than it appeared. Billboard reported that Lovato's producers denied she had any role in crafting the instrumental, emphasizing that her contributions to Stars were lyrical, not musical. In other words, if copying had occurred, it wasn't at Lovato's direction. Despite this, she bore the brunt of the backlash, as Sleigh Bells never retracted their public call-out. Perez Hilton. By the summer of 2016, Demi Lovato had already stirred headlines with her outspoken comments about Mariah Carey, but another feud was about to erupt. This time with celebrity blogger Perez Hilton. The drama kicked off when Hilton launched into a furious Twitter spree, branding Lovato petty AF. The jab shocked fans, especially since Hilton and Lovato had once seemed friendly. He had even made a cameo in her Really Don't Care music video back in 2014. Hilton explained his sudden turn by claiming that Lovato had slid into his Twitter DMs after noticing he had liked tweets about her feud with Carey. At DDLOVATO sent me a DM on Twitter upset that I liked some tweets about at MARIAHCAREY that she was tagged in, Hilton wrote. He doubled down with another cutting remark. I'm nice to the people I feel deserve me being nice to. I'm done being fake with a DDLOVATO. Not content to stop there, Hilton leaked screen caps of their private exchange, revealing that Lovato had asked him to quit liking mean tweets that dragged her into the Carey drama. Hilton clapped back by accusing her of hypocrisy, pointing out that she herself had liked shady tweets about Taylor Swift. The move further escalated the situation, painting Lovato as combative and Hilton as opportunistic in using her messages for content. But the saga didn't end online. In March 2018, Hilton was spotted at one of Lovato's concerts, a fact she wasted no time addressing afterward on Twitter. She wrote triumphantly, "The other night I got to sing Sen S, Sorry Not Sorry, directly to one of USA's most notorious bullies. It felt so fucking great. That's what the song is all about. Sorry not sorry that you were in the audience watching me kill it." He's remaining nameless because he doesn't have the relevance he doesn't deserve anymore. Hilton, never one to back down, fired back with a mocking video where he painted Lovato as the real bully. He dragged up her past struggles, sneering, "Demi Lovato has a lot of issues. From her bipolar issue, to her addiction issue, substance abuse, to her food issues, to her place in Hollywood. She's not Taylor Swift. She's not Selena Gomez. And it must not be easy for her Nicki Minaj." At the 2016 Met Gala, tensions quietly brewed between Demi Lovato and Nicki Minaj, both of whom were invited by designer Jeremy Scott as his guests for the night. While the red carpet should have been a glamorous, star-studded celebration, it instead became the setting for one of Lovato's most uncomfortable Hollywood experiences. The drama began when Minaj shared a photo on Instagram featuring herself, Scott, and Lovato. Instead of tagging both of her companions, Minaj tagged only Scott, effectively erasing Lovato's presence in the shot. The slight did not go unnoticed. Lovato took to social media, venting with a pointed message, "When you aren't mentioned in a post but didn't do soot to the person." Her frustration only grew when she posted another photo of herself on the carpet, seated next to Minaj, who appeared to be glaring at her. Alongside it, Lovato wrote sarcastically, "This picture pretty much summed up my first and probably last Met. Number cool, number sofking awkward, number not form, number sweatpants, number forensic files, number what's good." Lovato later tried to downplay the feud by insisting her tone was lighthearted, writing, "P.S. Some of y'all need to learn how to take a joke. I'm obviously laughing at the fact that one. I look awkward and too, that the shade being thrown in this picture actually gives me life." Still, her comments suggested a deeper dissatisfaction with the Met Gala experience. 2 years later, in a candid 2018 interview with Billboard, Lovato confirmed that the night had been far from enjoyable. She described feeling deeply uncomfortable, explaining, "This one celebrity was a complete BH and was miserable to be around. It was very cliquey. I remember being so uncomfortable that I wanted to drink." Lovato even admitted she ditched her Met Gala look for casual clothes and attended an AA meeting afterward, still adorned with millions of dollars in borrowed diamonds. Comparing the support she felt in that meeting to the superficiality of the gala, she bluntly stated that the event was filled with people fake and sucking the fashion industry's decay. Zendaya. Back in 2013, two of Disney's brightest young stars, Demi Lovato and Zendaya, found themselves at the center of an unexpected clash. The tension began when M Magazine reported that Lovato publicly called out Disney Channel for including an eating disorder joke in an episode of Zendaya's sitcom Shake It Up. Lovato, who has always been outspoken about her struggles with food and body image, vented on social media. "And is it just me, or are the actresses getting thinner and thinner? I miss the days of Raven and Lizzie McGuire. Dear Disney Channel, eating disorders are not something to joke about." While Lovato didn't mention Zendaya by name, many took her comments as a dig at the rising teen star. Zendaya herself remained silent, but her father stepped into the fray. He directly addressed Lovato on Twitter, writing, @DD Lovato, my daughter looks up to you and admires you greatly. How about apologizing for all the hate you just sent my daughter's way? You shouldn't have commented on her being too skinny. Practice what you preach. You've never even met her and you commented on her. She is healthy, not too skinny. Talking about what Disney said is one thing, but when you commented on her body type, you did exactly what they did. Lovato eventually apologized, though the damage had already been done. The situation highlighted the fine line between calling out harmful messaging and unintentionally targeting another performer. But that wasn't the last time Lovato seemed to undercut Zendaya. In 2015, when Zendaya was honored with her own custom Barbie doll, the internet flooded with congratulations. Lovato, however, used the moment to push her own agenda, tweeting, "Hey, at Barbie, what about a curvy doll or one with true-to-size measurements? I'll model." While her advocacy for body diversity was admirable, the timing made it appear as though she was minimizing Zendaya's achievement. For fans, it read less like empowerment and more like shade, proof that Lovato and Zendaya's Disney-era tension never fully disappeared. What do you think about celebrities who don't like Demi Lovato? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.